Everyone thinks AI works like search. Rank higher, get more visibility, win more customers. But that assumption is quietly wrong, and it's costing companies real revenue because AI doesn't rank pages, it chooses companies. And once you see that clearly, you start to notice something uncomfortable. Some of the most visible brands in AI are losing the decisions that actually matter. Hey, I'm Mark Huntley, founder and CEO of LLM Authority Index. At LLM Authority Index, we spend a lot of time analyzing how AI systems actually recommend companies inside real buying scenarios. Not just where they show up, but where they get chosen. Here's the short version. AI doesn't reward visibility the way search did. It rewards pattern strength, how clearly and consistently a company shows up in the right context. So let's clear up a couple of misconceptions. First, AI is not just search with a chat interface. Search gives you a list. AI gives you an answer. That means the system is already filtering options and implying preference before the user even compares anything. And if you're not in that preferred set, you're basically invisible at the moment that matters. Second, there's no single ranking factor you can optimize. This isn't backlinks or page speed. AI works on patterns across sources, contexts, and narratives. So if you're looking for one lever to pull, you're playing the wrong game. So what actually drives recommendation? It comes down to three things. First, presence in the right contexts. Not everywhere, the right places. AI pays attention to the environments tied to real decision prompts. Things like, what's the best CRM for a mid-sized team? Which payroll software should I trust? That's where decisions happen. And a smaller company that shows up consistently in those conversations can outperform a bigger brand that's just broadly visible. So presence isn't about scale, it's about alignment with high intent moments. Second, consistency of positioning. This is where a lot of brands break. If one source calls you premium, another calls you affordable, and a third treats you like a generalist, the signal becomes noisy. AI struggles to confidently recommend you because it can't clearly understand what you are or when to choose you. Meanwhile, a competitor with a simple, consistent narrative becomes easier to recommend, even if they're not objectively better. So consistency isn't just branding, it's recommendation logic. Third, reinforcement across sources. This is where things really compound. When similar narratives about your company show up across multiple places, reviews, comparisons, discussions, AI starts to see a pattern, and patterns create confidence. One mention doesn't move much, but repeated aligned signals across the ecosystem, that's what turns visibility into credibility. And here's where it gets interesting. This creates a feedback loop. If a company gets recommended more people choose it, more people talk about it, more sources reinforce it, which leads to even more recommendation. So over time, recommendation strength becomes sticky. One of the patterns we see repeatedly at LLM Authority Index is that companies can look highly visible in AI answers, but still lose the prompts that actually drive selection. That gap between being mentioned and being recommended is where most companies are stuck. So what does this mean in practice? It means most companies are still measuring the wrong thing. They're tracking mentions, visibility, broad AI share of voice, but AI isn't asking who shows up the most, it's asking who can I confidently recommend right now, and those are very different questions. We're moving from a world where users compare options to one where AI pre-filters and frames them. That compresses the buying journey. And it makes recommendation position far more important than simple visibility. So if you take one thing from this, AI doesn't choose companies randomly. It chooses the ones that are easiest to justify, the ones with consistent presence, clear positioning, and strong reinforcement. Because in AI-driven discovery, the real question isn't, are you showing up? It's, are you the one getting chosen when the decision is made? If you want the full breakdown, I'll link the article below. And if you want to understand how AI is actually positioning your company in real buyer conversations, where you're being recommended, where competitors are outranking you, and what that means commercially, that's exactly what we analyze at LLM Authority Index.